Pew, 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 pew. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Saturday Kind of Weapon Ray. So, last episode, I did a review on the LWRCI SMG 45. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. You might like it. What I failed to mention, though, was that that was the last Saturday Weapon Ray for the near future, because I'm all out of weapons in my possession. I do have one weapon that still needs to be approved by the stupid ATF, but it's not here yet. So what I thought I'd do is I would kind of have a ghost version of how I'm going to have it set up. So I can kind of go into the weapon a little bit, even though it's not in front of us. The weapon is a Iwi X95 Sbr. So because I bought it as an SBR, it's a 13-inch barrel. Because I bought it as an SBR, it has to go through the ATF, and that wait time is much longer than if I were to have built an SBR. So I'll go into that a little bit. So if you want to build an SBR, so if I were to get a X95, and I'll put a picture up on the screen of what an X95 looks like. But if I were to purchase an X95, a full 16-inch barrel or an 18-inch version, and then I wanted to convert it into an SBR, I would just have to buy a conversion kit, which would cost, I think it's like $600 or $700, maybe $800. And that would be a Form 1 because I would be building an SBR. And a Form 1, the average wait time is right around a month. And so that would be pretty quick. But because I bought an SBR, it is a Form 4, and that wait time can be as long as a suppressor, which could be like 6 months all the way up to like a year and a half, potentially. The suppressor that I got from Silencer Co. was a 10-month waiting period. So I'm guessing the wait time is going to be about that, and I'm only about a month or two into it. So it's going to be a while until I get it. So if you're thinking about a short barrel rifle, I would recommend building it instead of buying it directly. Now, with the IWI, it is a bullpup style rifle. And so that means the mag is sitting behind the trigger. And because it doesn't have a butt stock, it essentially just is part of the system itself. It doesn't, you can't either have a butt stock or a pistol brace. It defaults as an SBR because the barrel is under 16 inches and you cannot put a brace on it because the butt stock or the butt pad is just part of the entire structure of the gun. So that's why I don't have it. And so again, if you want to have an SBR, I would recommend building it instead of buying one. Okay, so the SBR, I've actually held it. My personal gun, it's really nice. It's really compact. This will most likely, once I get training on it, this will most likely be my when shit hits the fan gun. This will be my truck gun. The overall length of the gun, it will be just under 23 inches. So legally, even though it's a full rifle, it's a 5.56 caliber rifle, I can legally carry that fully loaded in the front seat of my car here in Michigan anyways. If a gun is under a certain length, 23 inches here in Michigan, I think it's nationwide as well, but certain states are pretty shitty, like California. Here in Michigan, that is legal. So I can have a full rifle, 5.56 caliber rifle in the front seat of my car, fully loaded, which is pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so let's talk about how I have it set up and why I have it set up for that. Okay, so you can see that I have a lot of stuff here that I'm going to add to it. So the gun itself comes with just an A2 birdcage flash hider, which is okay. But because it's a 13-inch barrel, I wanted to change that out. One, I don't really like the look. I know functionality is more important than the look. but we'll get into functionality in a second. But I don't like the look, and with what I'm going to have, I think it's going to be a little bit more functional. So let's start from the back here, reverse Garantham style, and then go up. So back here, I do plan on having this gun suppressed. I don't have a suppressor for it yet because I dropped a ton of money on this gun. I'm not trying to flex at all. It's just I invest in my weapons, and this just happens to be an expensive weapon with what I have on it. But I'm waiting on a suppressor because now I am poor because I put all my money in this gun. So I have a gasketed port cover here, which is made by Manticore Arms. And this is, you would just swap out the port cover. I watched a video on it. Looks like it's fairly simple. Swap it out for this gasketed one, because this will allow gases to escape a little bit more effectively with that blowback compared to just the normal stock gasket or gasket cover. So I went with the ported gasket cover here because I do plan on running this suppressed, and so this will just help disperse some of those gases. Moving forward here, I do have, this is my first sling from Spiritus Systems. This is their Sierra Tac sling. I did attach this to another gun just for a little bit, just to see how it felt, and it felt really good. This is the kind of their sliding mechanism that can either lengthen or shorten the length of pull on the sling here, and how much slack you have on the sling. And it's really smooth. It seems just as smooth as the Feral Concepts, which I'm a huge fan of. It's more slick and smooth than the T-Rex Arms. And yeah, so it's really nice. I'm actually using a T-Rex Arms bungee though to keep it all together. So thank you, T-Rex Arms. Whatever bungee you buy, it doesn't matter. It comes with two of these, or I'm sorry, whatever sling you buy, it comes with two of these bungees, either a black one or a kind of a FDE or Coyote Tan, however you want to look at it. So thank you, T-Rex Arms, for that. So this sling seems to be pretty good so far. Moving forward, I do have a Geissele lightning bow trigger. And so I got that because the trigger on the X95 was okay, but because it's a bullpup triggers usually aren't phenomenal. So I wanted to swap that out, especially if this is going to be my shit hits the fan gun. I do want a better trigger on it. Now I am waiting from Geissele. They're on back order, a really long back order. I've been on back order for at least 3 months now. They also have their Super Sabra trigger group that will sit back here behind the trigger, but that's still on back order, so I'm still waiting on that too. So between the trigger and the trigger group, the pull is only going to be about 3 or 4 pounds, and on an AR-15, that's going to be really nice to have. All right, moving forward, I do have a Troy Industries little short stubby vertical grip here because it is a short barrel rifle. I can legally put a vertical grip on it, so that'll be nice. I have the same vertical grip on my, KSG, my Kel-Tec KSG 12-gauge shotgun. It's really nice. It's aluminum, so it's really durable. The grip here, this knurl, is really nice. I spray painted this one. It does come in 2 colors, black and tan, but the tan was on back order, and it said, I was looking on Optics Planet, that's where I get most of my stuff, and it said it was something like 6 to 9 months. So I said, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I just bought the black one and I just spray painted it here. So yeah, spray paint, I put 2 coats on it, sprayed it, let it dry, put another coat on, and yeah, this is really nice. All right, moving forward, I have a Surefire Scout flashlight here. I changed out the mount. I actually have it on an Arasaka mount, so this is actually going to have it sit up a little bit higher. And almost at put it in that 45-degree angle between the top Picatinny and then the side, I guess the side it would be here, Picatinny. So it would sit up here in between that gap between the right Picatinny rail and then the top Picatinny rail, just to, you know, kind of hug it a little bit closer to the gun. So that's why I went with that. So Arisaka mount, Surefire Scout light. This is 1,000 lumens. And yeah, I got that pressure pad there. That will sit on the left side of the gun for me to actuate. Moving up, I have a Surefire muzzle brake here. So we were talking about the birdcage, A2 birdcage flash hider earlier. I got a muzzle brake just because with a 13-inch barrel, a 5.56, there's going to be a little bit of kick. So I wanted to reduce that recoil and muzzle rise a little bit. So I did go with a flash hider, or I'm sorry, muzzle brake, replacing the flash hider. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't know if a muzzle brake is going to be good on a 13-inch barrel because there's going to be a lot of, you know, unburnt powder and gases coming out. You might get a couple fireballs, and you would be correct, which is why I went with the Surefire Warden, which is a blast mitigation device. So that's going to hide some of that blast, and it's going to just kind of shoot everything forward. So that will actually sit over top, just slide right over top because they're both Surefire, they're compatible, slide right over top. You crank it down just like one of their suppressors, and you're good to go. So I won't get any of those, you know, fireball effects or anything like that. And then eventually when I get a suppressor, the suppressor will also be able to fit right over top this. I don't need any type of adapter. This has the adapter built in. This is essentially the adapter. And that will be kind of my flash hider as well. Moving up from there, I do have an EOTech at PLC. So this is the civilian version. They do have a military version with a higher wattage, but I can't have that because I'm not military. So this is a Viz laser, IR laser, and then also IR illuminator. Now, I bought this because I do plan on, once I'm not poor anymore, I do plan on investing in some night vision. I don't know if I'm going to just go with the monocular or binos. I feel like I'm just going to save up and get the dual tube just because I feel like if I get the monocular, I'm going to just want the next best thing. And so instead of just spending $3,000 on a monocular, let me just save up and maybe spend, you know, whatever, $8K on a on binos. So I still has an IR laser, or still has a Viz laser. So until I get into the night vision stuff, I can still run this during the day, and I can still use that Viz laser for quicker target acquisition. Which is nice. But yeah, it's nice. Again, I haven't zeroed it yet because I don't have the gun. And but zeroing it, once you zero the IR laser, once you zero the Viz laser, the IR laser is basically attached to the Viz laser when it comes to zeroing it in. So you actually don't need night vision goggles to zero this particular laser in. So if you zero in the Viz laser, you're simultaneously at the same time you are zeroing in the IR laser as well. So this is really nice. It's actually lighter than I thought. I heard it was always pretty light, but until I got my hand on it, I didn't really know. You know, it's light is kind of subjective, but it is pretty light actually, and it's very durable. You can just feel the durability here. There is a pressure, kind of a pressure button up here that you can do to manually activate the laser. But I do have a button, a laser cable attachment from Modlite. And so this isn't fully hooked up yet. This will have a little bracket on it that is Picatinny rail compliant, and that will sit on the left side. And so while I'm, you know, have my hand around the vertical grip here, I'll just be able to actuate this button up top here. The X95, it is a little bit thicker up here, so it wouldn't be ideal for a C-clamp. My hands aren't that big, so I don't know if I'd be able to get underneath the gun and completely over top with my thumb to actuate that button. So that's why I went with that cable. Now it comes with, well, there's two options. You can either get a 4-inch cable or a 7-inch cable. I went with the 7-inch just to be safe, just to make sure that I have enough room to get down on the other side of the gun, or on the other side, the left side of the gun, to attach that to. And if I have some extra slack, then I'll just tuck it away somehow. Moving up from there, I have I believe this is also a Manticore Arms charging handle. And so the charging handle on the X95 is okay. I did, when I did get my hands on the gun in the store, I racked it a few times using the charging handle. And the charging handle is nice, but the problem with the charging handle, though, is that it sticks out always. So it quite literally kind of looks like a thumb, and it just sticks out like that. And I don't like that because it doesn't lay flush and it's sticking out constantly. So it's just potential for it to get snagged on something. So I went with the Manticore Arms charging handle. And this one, as you can see, folds in and it's really nice. And yeah, so I'm excited about this. It has this kind of rubberized material. I mean, I think it's metal, but it almost has like this very thin coating of rubber. It almost feels like, I don't really know what material this is, but it's very nice material. And again, I can actuate this, pull this back, and then it's spring loaded. So it'll just come back and it'll be very flush instead of sticking out like that. Okay. So that's why I went with the Manticore Arms charging handle. I guess we kind of went around this, but so this is the Spectre. So this is the Elcan Spectre 1:4x optic. So this thing is a thick boy with 3 or 4 C's, not just 2 C's, 3 or 4 C's. This thing you could probably throw off the Empire State Building and it might be fine. This thing is a girthy boy and it is reinforced like no other. This thing is actually really cool. I've never owned this optic. It is quite expensive. I've heard people rave about it. They said the mounting system is outdated, but other than that, it's a pretty badass optic. And just holding it, it is awesome. I've played around with it a little bit. So this is the Elcan Spectre 1:4, and so it's kind of cool. There is actually an internal lens here. Well, 2 internal lenses here. And what you do is you pull down this tab. So right now we're in 1x. And if you pull down this little tab here and then push it forward, boom, you're into 4x. And what that is doing is that it's essentially rotating a lens within the optic itself. So this would be 1x, and then it's rotating around about 90 degrees. And now you're looking through a different lens, and now you're at 4x. So it's very easy to switch. This is on the left side of the optic. So if you are a right-handed shooter, this is good for you. If you're a left-handed shooter, well, you got effed again, unfortunately. But yeah, so that's really smooth, really intuitive, and it's really nice. Over here, you have the Illumination System. It's a big wheel here. So it's a crosshair type of reticle, I guess. And you can either illuminate the crosshair itself, or there is a circle within the crosshair that you can illuminate. So either the entire crosshair will illuminate here, or just the smaller part of the crosshair right in the center will illuminate. And I think that's pretty cool too, that you can illuminate 2 different parts. What else? Oh, it is different than most other optics. So in most optics, when you're zeroing it in, the diode itself, the laser itself is moving, but this one is different. When you go to zero it in, because of the way it's built, you're actually moving the housing of the optic around the lenses, which is actually kind of crazy to think about just because it's so different than how everything else is zeroed in. So I haven't zeroed it in yet, so we'll see how that process is. I don't think it's going to be, even though it's vastly different than most other optics, I don't think it's going to be any more or less difficult to zero it in, but we will see. It does come with some rudimentary iron sights up here, and I don't know if you can kind of see through right there, kind of. So very rudimentary kind of iron sights, but I heard they work. And then up top here, if you really wanted, you can run a little red dot up here, but I don't know, if you're running a 1:4x, I don't know why you would have a little red dot up here. Just because, I mean, unless you constantly keep this on 4x and then have a 1X up here, but I don't really know why. It's so easy to switch between 4 and 1. But you can do that too, so you can mount that up there if you want it as well. Again, it seems really, really durable. I need to get more, obviously, use with it before I make any type of real judgment. But as of right now, I'm definitely impressed with the construction. I'm definitely impressed with the ingenuity, and I'm impressed with the reticle system as well. Everything is good. The only thing, again, the only downside that I have heard of is the mounting system is wanting. It's a little lacking. It's a little outdated. Okay, I think that's about it for Saturday kind of weapon ray. But again, hopefully sooner rather than later, I'll be able to get that X95 in and we'll be able to really do a full review on that. But I thought we would just, do something and let you know that there is something coming. We just really don't know when. It depends on the ATF. So this has been another episode of Saturday Weapon Ray, I guess. If you guys like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Share this video if you find that someone else might like it. The reason why I ask you to subscribe is we are so close to 100 subscribers. So I think last time I checked, we're at 94 or 95 subscribers. So once we hit 100 subscribers, I will be giving away an Arc'teryx Naga hoodie. It's a Gen 2. It's Ranger Green is the color, and it's in a men's large. So it's a quarter zip kind of pullover hoodie. I will also be giving away a black Ruger hat. So it's all black hat with the red Ruger logo up front. And so it's about a $220 giveaway for our 100 subscribers. So once we hit 100, what I'll do is I'll take all my subscribers, I'll write your names down, I'll do the old school, put them in a hat, and, have my super sexy assistant draw from the hat, AKA me. And then whoever gets it will get it. I do have a friend who keeps saying, just give it to him. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Ken. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be fair, and I'm just going to give it to whoever I draw out of the hat. You guys have been so good to me, and the comments have been very, very good, and for the most part, very positive. So I'm not going to do you guys like that at all. I appreciate you guys spending the time with me and subscribing. So I will take care of you as well the best I can. So again, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.